Here I will give you a quick guide on how, why and when to implement the good morning into your training. A good morning is to a squat what an RDL is to a conventional deadlift, meaning it's basically a pure hip hinge used to strengthen the posterior chain. However, unlike the Romanian deadlift, the bar is on your back rather than on your hands. Because of this, there is an increased moment arm in relation to the hips, and as a result, the weight that you will be using here will necessarily be less than on a Romanian deadlift. To do a good morning, pick a weight that is somewhere around 30 to 40% of your low bar squat 1 rep max. Set the bar on top of your traps just like you would in a high bar squat, or on your rear delts as you would on a low bar squat. Though personally, I prefer to set it on my traps. From here, unrack the bar and assume your regular squat stance. Press by taking a big breath and pushing the air to your belly, also known as the Valsalva maneuver. For your safety, it is important that you keep your core tight during the entire rep. From here, push your hips back and let the bar descend while keeping your knees stiff. Go as far as you can with a straight back. Once you feel that your back is about to start rounding, stop the eccentric and shoot the hips forward, and raise the weight. Keep in mind that once you exceed your body weight, you will have to cut the range of motion short, otherwise you will fall forward, because there is this thing called gravity. Anyway, this is normal, but it does mean that after a certain point, the movement will necessarily become more of a partial. Rounding the back is not necessarily bad, but I recommend you get used to this movement with your back straight first, and then maybe allow a little bit of rounding to strengthen the spinal erectors once you are more experienced with it. I highly recommend you wear a belt while performing this movement, just as an extra safety precaution for your lower back, and your back in general really. Use the good mornings to strengthen your lower back, glutes and hamstrings. Implement them if you find that you have trouble keeping your back straight during your squats or deadlifts, or if you happen to deadlift with a rounded back. The rounded back variation of these are also a great way to add volume to your spinal erectors. While this is speculation on my part, they may help prevent lower back injuries by strengthening the area and preparing it for the almost inevitable misgroove during a squat or deadlift, leading to an unintentional squat morning or stiff leg deadlift. Add this to your volume days for the lower body. Do this after your big compounds, but not at the end, as you want to be somewhat fresh by the time you get to this, so that you can brace properly. Also, I don't recommend you mix them with Romanian deadlifts in the same session, as the fatigue for the lower back might be too much for one session. It's better to do them on different sessions. I recommend moderate sets of 5 to 8 on this, and around 3 to 4 sets, maybe 5, and always keep at least 1 rep in the tank, as form breakdown on this can be a little bit dangerous. Nothing to, dissuade you from doing it, but I do think it's better to always keep at least 1 rep in the tank or so. Once you get to the point you are forced to do partials, i.e. once you are lifting more than your body weight, supplement this with back extensions for optimal development. Hope you found this video helpful.